Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am. Can you hear my voice, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
You're
okay.
audible, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Good evening, my dear students. Shall we start, ma'am?
Yes, sir. You can start, sir.
Good evening, my dear students. Last class, what we have discussed already, what are the bacterial diseases, isn't it? What are the bacterial diseases already we discussed? Isn't it? Now, the continuity of the bacterial diseases is we are going to discuss, isn't it? Okay. See, the next one is called as leprosy. It is also one of the bacterial diseases. It is otherwise called as Hansen diseases. Sometimes they may ask the questions indirectly. Okay, Hansen diseases caused by which microorganism or bacteria or bacillus, like that they may ask the questions. The causes, causative organisms. The leprosy is caused by a bacillus bacterium, Mycobacterium leprae. Leprosy, leprae, Mycobacterium, because Mycobacterium is nothing but which one, myosin, mostly in the skin oriented. Okay, that's why Mycobacterium leprae. It is occurs in the endemic form. Endemic, what is the meaning? Inside the body only. Okay, this is the first one. What about epidemiology? Leprosy is a contagious disease and it transmitted only after prolonged and intimate contact with the infected person only. It is also communicable diseases, contagious. It may be transferred from the, after the birth, contagious, non-contagious. Already, contagious is also communicable diseases. When after prolonged and intimate contact with the infected person, then only it will be spread from the affected person to healthy person. And so how it will be transferred? One of the specialized structure is called a cyst. That is called as bacteria cyst. That is nothing but Mycobacterium leprae. The Mycobacterium Cysts are discharged from oral and nasal discharges and rupturing of the infected area of the patients. It may be secreted by the affected persons. Okay, that affected persons, how it will be discharged, the microorganism from the surrounding, See, the oral and the nasal discharges. Oral means saliva, nasal means inward sputum or nasal secretion, just like a liquid. And rupturing of infected areas. When it enters the rupturing of the infected area, suppose if you have any wound, okay, it will be penetrated easily. It can be easily transferred the cyst. Okay, what is meant cyst? Nothing but the unfavorable condition. What is that? No, the bacteria itself produce a thin-walled cell. Thick-walled cell. That is called a cyst. When it favorable condition, what happened? The cyst was ruptured and also comes out. Likewise. Okay, this is the conditions. And the incubation periods. How many hours or month or year? See here, leprosy is the slowest infectious diseases. Slowest. We cannot be able to find out the person having which one, So diseases like that. Okay. See, after that, see here. So incubation period, leprosy is the slowest infectious diseases. Incubation periods may be at to 5 years. Most of the animals, most of the diseases, it may be 1 week or 1 day or 1 month or 10 days like that. 2 weeks is maximum. But in this category, what is that? 5 years. That is very, very important one. Got it? Okay. So once again, repeat for you. Leprosy is otherwise called as Hansen diseases, which was the causative organism Mycobacterium leprae. Epidemiology transmitted only after the prolonged intimate contact with the infected persons. How it will be by the process of bacterial cyst and oral and also nasal discharges. Incubation period will be 5 years. Okay. See, so this is the Mycobacterium leprae. Okay, this slide shows which one the Mycobacterium leprae structures. Okay, see the next one. What are the symptoms? Already but it is characterized by the hypopigmentation of the skin. Hypo means reducing the pigmentation. Hypo. Okay, and hyper, it is increase the pigmentations. Hypopigmentation of the skins. Scaly and also nodulated skin rupturing of nodules and forming of ulcers, just like a wound. Okay, not only that, and also deformity of fingers. Okay, completely the virginal fingers as well as the toes, infected area become senseless. Symptoms, that is very, very important, particularly the pigmentation aspects. Hypopigmentation takes place. That means reducing the pigmentations. And scaly and nodal skins rupturing, nails as well as a skin, as well as a fingers also, fingers and toes also, the reducing the original nature, it will be affected. And the area become senseless, no pain. Diagnosis is also a very, very important. Leprosy can be diagnosed by the presence of lepromin in the skin test. They took the skin, those who are affected by the leprosy. Okay, that person give a skin for their diagnostic process. Suppose the skin contain lepromin is a substance. The lepromin is nothing but a protein molecule, I think. Suppose if it is present, it may indicate the leprosy. Okay, these are the important things. Sometimes they may ask the questions. How will you identify, how will you diagnose the leprosy? With the help of which one of the following components, like that they may ask the question. Lepromin, leprosy. Okay, note it down. It is also one of the skin's test. Okay, just like in our histology, the science, the deal study with the tissues is called as histology. Okay, when carcinoma, lymphoma, cancer, you have to undergo the test process, which one tissue for the test. They will take tissue from the affected parts. Just like here, the skin used for the testing process, because it is also related to which one, hypopigmentation. And prophylaxis, how it will be? See, the isolation of babies from their leper parents. Suppose the person, parents suffering from these diseases, okay, the child should be isolated. Otherwise, called as avoid the baby and mother contact. And public should be educated. You must educate the peoples. Okay, those are having these type of, what is a defects due to the Mycobacterium leprae. Okay, so see that one. And these are the things. See here, this is I didn't show here that legs and the things, because it is very ugly. That's why I didn't select the slides. Okay, just to go through it. Already you know very well about the things also. Those who are affected by the leprosy. Isn't it? Okay. See, next one is pertussis. This is very, very important, and so many times they were asked the question, what is meant by pertussis, otherwise called as whooping cough. Okay, whooping cough. Cough means, okay. See, causes, the pertussis is caused by a bacillus, Bordetella pertussis, Bordetella pertussis, which primarily attacks children. 90% children will be affected by these diseases, and is a fatal disease, lead to death. Okay, suppose if it is increased as a result, what happened? It is very severe condition, lead to death. Say that how it will be spread, epidemiology. It is a contagious diseases and spread by droplets infections. Suppose some of the person having the diseases like pertussis, whooping cough, when it cough, what will happen? Automatically the droplets comes out in the form of small, what is that? Drops. Okay, during the time of sneezing also it comes out, isn't it? Just read, you will get it the answer. Likewise, suppose if it is comes out, what happened under the drop, let's say, is contains so many microorganisms of Bordetella pertussis. Okay, this is very, very important. Incubation period already in our about 7 to 14 days. See here, only the 2 weeks only. Okay, the incubation period, the symptom will be comes out, the coughing. Okay, so continuous cough. See, this is the Bordetella pertussis. This is the structure. Okay, microscopic view. This is a microscopic view. Field. This is field, and we are not going to see that in electron microscope. You can see the structure in bacillus, otherwise called as rod shape. Okay, so this is the structure of pertussis. See how it will be affect. Okay, and the respiratory tract. See that already you can see it. Already before we saw it, this is the same diagram but different microorganism. Which one? Pneumonia. Okay, so likewise the pertussis is also similar. Okay, see that one. So here also same. Okay, different slides indicate the same diseases. Pertussis otherwise called as whooping cough. See that bacillus person inside. This is the X-ray. Okay, this is another slide for the X-ray aspects. Okay, after the X-ray, the structure look like this one. Okay, see that. So whooping cough, mostly they affect which one? Children's child. Okay, so this is another things. See, symptoms. It is characterized by mild fever. It starts from the mild fever and severe coughing and also vomiting. And loud crowing, inspirations, woofs. Okay, the sound will comes out like as a. Okay, woofs. Okay, mucus accumulate in the respiratory tract. Mucus is nothing but the semi-solid substances accumulated in the respiratory tract by the action of which one? The Pertussis. Okay, pertussis. Okay, tract which interfere with the respiration and cause death. Finally, what happened? And we cannot able to respire properly due to the deposition of which one? Mucus. Suppose more mucus if it is deposited in your alveoli or what is where in the respiratory tract, the air it cannot be able to enter. At the time, what happened? The sound also comes out, isn't it? That is the conditions. Prophylaxis, how it will be same as it is any one of the bacterial disease or viral disease, whatever it may be. First, you should isolate the infected person, or you have to isolate the healthy person. That is very well. Both are same. Okay. So that condition, what will they will provide? Just when we are going to see the doctors for the prescription aspects, they will provide DPT vaccine, diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus. Okay, otherwise called as DTAP vaccines. This is the TPT vaccine. This is otherwise called as, I will tell you next slides. Therapy most effective antibiotic is erythromycin, which are whooping coughs. Is erythromycin. Erythromycin is isolated from which microorganisms? Erythromycin. Erythromycin is nothing but the red in color, erythro, because it's isolated from the RBC. That's why. Okay. So which one? We will see it. The particular affected person's blood samples or serum. Okay. Otherwise called a serology. Okay. Once again, repeat for you. See, whooping coughs. Okay. Due to the microorganism pertussis, otherwise called as whooping cough, Pertulla pertussis, isn't it? See, symptoms, what are the symptoms already in our severe coughing and mild fevers and vomiting and loud crying, inspirations, whoos. Not only that, and also the mucus deposited or accumulated in the respiratory tract, which interfere with the respiration, causes death. 4-5 lakhs isolation of the infected person, and also you will provide the DPT vaccines. And suppose if it is not acceptable, just you can provide which one, the erythromycins. So one of the antibiotics. So the DPT vaccines, here the first booster in 16 to 24 months, you have to provide. Second booster is 5 to 6 years. Okay. Say this is the disease prevented diphtheria, pertussis, and also tetanus. The doses will be 0.5 ml. Each and every disease they are having own specific dosage. Okay, that is very well. Suppose you cannot be able to give more than 0.5 like that under doctor prescription only you can choose it. Don't take any tablets without prescription of the doctors. That's why, because they know very well about the diseases, conditions, and the side effect, so and so. That's why. Okay, see that. We'll pass on to the next one is tetanus. Tetany. Tetanus, tetany. You must note it down. It is otherwise called as lock of jaw. Okay, jaw, it will be locked by this diseased persons. Causes, tetanus is caused by a bacillus, bacterium, Clostridium tetani. That's why I told you tetanus, Clostridium tetani. Domestic animals such as horse, cattle, etc. It has a, which one, parasite like as a horse and cattle. Okay, the domestic animals, it can be spread through these type of animals and act as a reservations host. Already present as it is, present it, Clostridium tetani, because it's mostly the horse and cattle is mostly, what is that? Sleeping on the ground. So, okay, the ground contains so many microorganisms, millions and thousands of microorganisms present in it. It can be easily adhere on the skin. When you are touching these skins, touching the horses or cattle, what happens? Automatically, it may be penetrated with that. It may be easily spread without washing. You are taking any foods. What happen? It will be lead to this disease. As a result, what happen? How it will be spread? Epidemiology. Human infection is by the entry of bacterial cyst. This is also one of the cyst through the wound made by anything sore, dog bite, etc. Dogs also it has the bacteria. Or through the improperly sterilized surgical instruments. We can use it sometimes. Surgical instruments, what are the things we are using? Needle, knife, okay, syringe, okay, improperly sterilized. Okay, such things it may be easily spread the tetanus. Clostridium tetani, the microorganism, it will be easily penetrated in the human host. Instruments. Cyst can survive up to 60 years in the road dust. Imagine how many years they can survive. 60 years. Each and every human being's lifespan is also 65 to 70 years normally nowadays. And the World Health Organization has given us a statistical calculations. 65 years to 67, like that. 65 male and 67 is the female. But the cyst is also lives up to the level, how many years? 60 years. Imagine. Definitely we are also suffered by these things, but we are having the immunity power means it will be easily ruptured. See, incubation periods, it is the 3 to 21 days during the which the bacteria multiply and secrete the tetanus plasmin, what is the one of the protein molecules, otherwise called as antigens. Tetanus plasmin. Okay, how many days? 3 to 21 days. That is nothing but the 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Maximum 3 weeks. Per week, 7 days means you calculated 3 weeks only. Symptoms. Tetanus involves the degeneration of the motor neurons. This is very, very important. Tetanus involves the degeneration of the motor neuron as it is characterized by the restlessness. Pulling pain in the wounds. Pulling pain also, it's also create the pains. Not only the motor neuron, particularly very, very important. Motor neuron is essential for the context of impulse. And then convulsions, stiffness of the neck. Neck is also, what is that? Stiff in nature. We cannot be able to move here and there. Rigid jaw muscles, which cause, and finally the spasmodic contractions of muscles and paralysis. Finally, what happened? Spasmodic contractions of muscles and paralysis. Finally, we cannot be able to move to the neck or jaws like that. That's why it is called as, what is that? Tetano, plasmin, and also spasmodic. Like that, you have to understand. Tetanus is the responsible for the large scale of mortality. It is also one of the diseases to kill the peoples of infants particularly and their mothers during the childbirth. This is very, very complicated. Okay, mortality. So many infants, they may died due to this reason. They do not know how to, the childs are dead. They do not know because it is which one, spread through the cyst only. Okay, in the soil and so on. So, okay, see that prophylaxis. Okay, anti-tetanus serum. What is that? Anti-tetanus serum, ATS, containing antitoxins can be given. Okay, you have to note it down. This is also very, very important one. And also TPD vaccine. The TPD vaccine is also called as triple antigen vaccine. Triple antigen vaccine. Diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus. These are the 3 diseases giving only one antigen, only one dosage. That is called as triple antigen vaccine. It's a combination of 3 vaccines used to prevent the diphtheria, tetanus, and also whooping cough. These are the 3. That's why it is called as triple antigen. So the DPD is also one of the vaccine given for tetanus. That's why. Okay. So they may ask the questions. Anti-tetanus serum. This is the one. Another one is called as TPD. TPD is otherwise called as a triple antigen vaccine. It contains these are the, what is that? Disease can be cured. Diphtheria, tetanus, and whooping cough. These are the 3 things. 1 dose for 3 diseases like that. Okay. So go to the next one. The vaccine against diphtheria, tetanus, and also whooping cough is recommended to be given to women between 28 and 32 weeks. Okay, because 3 diseases. Okay, so it can be cured. How many days? 32 weeks, 10 months. It related to maximum 9 to 10 months. But at the same time, wound should be properly dressed so as to avoid the contamination. Sometimes it is also another one. So this is a very, very important thing. See, once again, repeat for you. The tetanus, lock of jaw. Clostridium tetani is the microorganism. Epidemiology, already in our, it is also spread through the bacterial cyst. Not only that, and also anything sharp, dog bite, and etc. How many years they can survive? 60 years. Which one? The cyst. Okay. Which one is cyst? So incubation period, it is 3 to 21 days during which the bacteria multiply and secrete the, which one, tetanus, plasmin. Okay, this is also very, very important. So as a result, what happened, it is also enter in the motor units. It's not properly function, degeneration. The cells are degenerated by this microorganism. As a result, the motor neurons is not properly function. As a result, what happened? It is restlessness. It's created the restlessness, pulling pain and the wounds, convulsion, stiffness, neck, rigid jaw muscles, the spasmodic contraction of muscles and paralysis. Tetanus is responsible for the large scale of mortality of infants during the childbirth. This is also a complicated one. How will you prophylaxis? How will you prevent the anti-tetanus serums and TPT vaccine, diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus? Sometimes they may ask the question mnemonic aspects, ATS and DPT. Note it down. These are all very, very. This is otherwise called as triple antigen vaccine. Triple antigen. Why? Because it's gives for these 3 diseases. Whatever it may be. Suppose diphtheria is that you give TPT. Tetanus, TPT. You think of TPT. You can provide. That's why it's triple antigen vaccine. Okay. See that. So how many years? See here. How many months you have to provide for that particular person, affected person? 28 to 32 weeks calculated. And the last one, I think it's a diarrheal diseases. Okay, these are all are bacterial diseases. What are the diseases? Already we saw it. All are considered under the heading is known as diarrheal diseases. Okay, see the cause is bacteria causing diarrhea diseases. Examples are E. coli, Shigella species, Campylobacter, and also Salmonella. These are also indicate the diarrheal. These are mostly found in the human intestine. Endoparasite like that may be present in the human intestines. Intestine already, there are 2 types of intestine is there. One is small intestine, another one is large intestines. The human infection of the most of these pathogen is direct and oral. Directly enter. Okay. What are the symptoms? Diarrheal diseases are characterized by food poisoning, mild to severe diarrhea with frequent passages of stools, which may give blood and mucus leading to dehydrations. Not only the dehydrations, and also blood and mucus also, what is that? It comes out during the disposal of stools. So this is the diarrheal diseases caused by what are they? These are the exceptional. See that. Prophylaxis, proper covering up eatables to prevent their contamination and proper washing of fruits and vegetables. When you are consuming fruits and vegetables, when you are buying fruits and vegetables, because the vegetable and fruits are open in the market, isn't it? Some of the flies, some of the vectors, they can spread that. What is that? Microorganism on it, and they can lay their egg on the vegetables. So you have to wash it properly and also use it properly. Therapy, oral dehydration therapy only, because dehydration is very, very important. This is completely the water molecules eliminated in the form of stools. So dehydration occurs. Okay, so you have to provide hydrations therapy and use for antibiotics also. Okay, other bacterial diseases are botulisms. This is also very, very important thing. Sometimes they may ask that which one of the microorganism used food poisoning. Food poisoning, Clostridium botulinum. That's a botulism. Okay, the food poisoning. Neisseria, Mesenteria, gonorrhea, and also syphilis caused by a spirosate bacterium is called as Trypnoma pallidum. These are all very, very important things. Just to go through it, Trypnoma pallidum is one of the sexually transmitted diseases. STD, sexually transmitted diseases. Gonorrhea also. Okay. Simple symptom I tell you. So during the urination, there's some irritation is there. Okay, that is a thing. I will not go deeply. Just to go through it. Suppose if you have any doubt, you can ask me. After See, the complete diseases, how many diseases already we discussed? 10 diseases already discussed. They can be represented in the tablet form. See here, first one, you have to practice like this. The serial number, bacterial diseases and causative organism, incubation period, symptoms, and diagnosis. The first one is already known as typhoid. Typhoid is a disease caused by the organism Salmonella typhic. How many types of Salmonella typhic is there? 4 types already we discussed. How many weeks? The incubation 1 to 3 weeks. What will be the symptom? High fever. How many temperature is 39 to 40 degrees Celsius, headache, and so on. So vomiting also. Okay, heavily identified. You know what about the diagnosis process is called as Vidal test. This is very, very important. Suppose pneumonia. Pneumonia is also another one. Okay, bacterial disease is caused by the bacillus. Streptococcus. Bacillus or coccus? Coccus here. Pneumonia. 1 to 3 days only. Fever, chills, and cough and lungs. Okay. So this is already indicated directly. There is no diagnosis. Plague. Petrusella pestis. 2 to 6 days. High fever, extreme weakness. And tuberculosis, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, tubercle, 2 to 10 weeks. Pulmonary TB, blood sputum, and chest pain is also is the symptom. BCG, Bacillus clamatin gurins. Okay, this is the diagnosis and also provide the vaccination. Okay, and diphtheria, Corynebacterium diphtheriae, 2 to 6 days. Respiratory tract and nose and throat, nostril. Schick test, DPD, and also triple vaccine provide for the diphtheria. Already we saw it. Okay, tetanus is also same. The cholera already you know the bacteria. It's nothing but the comma-shaped and Vibrio cholera. Acute diarrhea and rise watery stools also. Sometimes sputum also comes out due to the dehydration. So you have to provide the oral rehydration therapy. And leprosy, Mycobacterium leprae, 5 years. How many years it will be? 5 years. Hypopigmentation of the skin, scaly and nodulated skin. Not only that, and toe and otherwise called as fingers also. Lepromine skin test. This is called as lepromine skin test. Pertussis is nothing but the whooping cough, otherwise called as another name is called as whooping cough. Bordetella pertussis, how many days? 7 to 14 days. Severe cough, vomiting, and mild fever, mucus accumulations in respiratory tract. Here is also DPD. Instead of DPD, we may provide which one? Erythromycin is an example. We can. Tetanus, otherwise called as lock of jaw. Clostridium tetani, 3 to 21 days. Degeneration of the motor neurons, rigid jaw muscles. Not only that, other muscles also. DPD, already noted. See here, DPD here also, and also another one. Pneumonia also DPD. Okay. And ATS are anti-tetanus serums. Okay, these are the things. And diarrheal diseases, lost Campylobacter and also Salmonella. So diarrheal due to the food poisoning and blood and mucus also comes out during the things. And oral rehydration therapy. These are the common pathway. So I think the second part of the human welfare is finished. We'll pass on to the next one is now we discussed which one bacterial diseases, isn't it? So we are going to see the next one is called as which one see that viral and part 3. We are going to discuss the portion which one part 3. So I am a poison. I can spread only diseases. Such type of organism are called as what is that? Virus. Isn't it? Virus otherwise called as what is that? Poison. Who stated the statement? Virus is a poison. Anybody else? Who stated the statement? It is also one of the endoparasites, obligate parasite. Who stated the statement, Pa?
Sir, don't know, sir.
You don't know. Okay. Louis Pasteur stated the statement. I am the poison. Okay, I am a poison virus. See that these are the structures of virus, different type of structures. This is called as coronavirus. Already we saw it. There is a Hooks-like structure, This is called as glycoproteins. Rhinoviruses, only the cold. Okay, and para-influenza. This is also adenovirus, herpes, hepatitis B virus, similar to that of the which one, cancer virus, oncogenic viruses. Hepatitis B is very, very dangerous ones. Mumps and measles, astrovirus, rotavirus, smallpox viruses, HPV. This is a type of virus. And this is called as HIV. Okay. And rabies viruses and noroviruses. These are the shape of the which one viruses and structure of the viruses. Okay. The science, the deal study of the virus is called as which one? Who? Virology. The science, the deal with study of the virus is called as virology. Okay, see here. So what are the viral diseases present in it? They may be divided into three categories. One is called as plant disease, animal disease, and also human disease. The plant disease, tobacco mosaic virus, TMV. Okay, we will study these things very deeply. TMV, tobacco mosaic virus, it contains the nucleic acid. Which type of nucleic acid, pa? Boys. The virus contains two parts. What are they?
So, a polyhedron head, sir.
Okay.
So neck,
Okay.
then the body, and then the plates, sir.
Okay. What I am asking, I am asking about the chemical substances. The tobacco mosaic virus, it's contained two chemical substances. Biomolecule. You can tell us biomolecule. What are they? Any ideas? Cauliflower mosaic virus, sugarcane mosaic virus, potato leaf roll diseases, bunch top banana, leaf curl papaya, vein clearing ladies' fingers, rice tangro disease, cucumber mosaic, tomato mosaic disease. These are all plant viruses, isn't it? But compared to the cauliflower mosaic virus, think about the cauliflower mosaic virus. CMV. TMV, tobacco mosaic virus, isn't it? It contains RNA as a nucleic acid. And also protein layer is that the protein layer, outer layer is covered by a protein molecule, is called as capsid and capsomere. Single standard RNA molecule is surrounded by a capsid is a protein molecules. Okay. Bunch of banana-like structure. Already you know about tobacco mosaic virus, just go and check it. You will see the structure is just like a bunch of banana. But cauliflower mosaic virus is, it's a plant virus. All the plant viruses are RNA except cauliflower mosaic virus because it's contained the double standard DNA molecule. That is the exception here. Okay. So animal diseases, food and mouth disease of cattle. This is also very, very important. Just note it down. This is also very, very important. Rabies of dog, already you know very well. Encephalomyelitis of the horse. Encephalomyelitis, only it's attack the brains. Rabies also attack the brains. We will see it one by one deeply. So these are all considered the animal disease. Other diseases also present in it. So many diseases, but here they were tabulated. Which one? The viral diseases commonly, plant diseases, these are the 10. And animal diseases 3 only. But human diseases 13 have been reported. Remaining things also present in it. So many things. Human diseases, first one is common cold, rhinoviruses, hepatitis B, hepatic viruses, cancer, carcinoviruses, SARS, severe acute respiratory system. Note it down. This is also so many times they were asked for the explanation. Mnemonics words. SARS, severe acute respiratory syndrome. AIDS, acute immunodeficiency syndrome. Rabies. Okay, rabies, here also rabies is that. Just think about that. Mumps, polio, chikungunya, smallpox, chickenpox, measles. These are the 12 have been reported here. And remaining things also present it. They also induce the diseases. As a result, what happened? It is a very complex one because virus always, when it enter in the host cell, it only produces a harmful effect only. It will not create any beneficial effect in the body. Okay, so that is very, very important. That's why it is called as which one, poison. Okay, see here. The viral diseases, the first one is we are going to discuss A is a common cold. The pathogen is rhinovirus. Note it down, rhino. Just imagine as a rhinoceros. Okay, rhinovirus. Mode of infection, it is one of the most infectious human diseases transmitted through the inhalation of the droplets, similar to that of COVID. Okay, common cold is also a which one, human disease transmitted through the inhalation of droplets only. It can be easily spread because droplets contain which one, the microorganism. Which microorganism? Rhinovirus. Resulting from the cough or sneezes of an infected person, either inhaled directly or transmitted through the contaminated objects such as pen, book, cup, and also doors, knobs, computer keyboard, or mouse. When the affected person touching these type of equipments or apparatus like that, metal or object like that, okay, the microorganism present in it, it can be indirectly transferred, or directly also, it is also a directly transfer. Symptoms: rhinovirus infect the nose and respiratory passage, but not lungs. Imagine, but it is not lungs. Rhinoviruses infect the nose and respiratory passage, but not the lungs. It is characterized by the nasal congestion and discharge of sore throat, hoarseness, cough, headache, cough, and also tiredness. Excuse me. Usually last for 3 to 7 days. When you are taking tablets, or taking injection, or whatever it may be, within 3 days, what happened? It will be lost. Okay, see that once again, common cold, rhinoviruses, mode of infection already you know about. Symptoms: rhinovirus infect the nose and also respiratory spaces, but not lungs. See how what are the things is there: congestion of the discharging sore throat and hoarseness, cough, headache, and cough, tiredness, which usually lasts for the 3 to 7 days. 1 week, your body will be suffer. See the structure. This is called as rhinovirus. It's otherwise called as common cold. Okay, see the structure. It's a complicated one. Virus, nothing but the poison. The rhinovirus, the inside what they are having, the RNA nucleic acid. Okay, tips of nose and nostrils. When it is sneezing out, what happens? The droplets enter in the nose and passage through this way, but it will not enter the lungs. This is the pathway. Okay, the things. See the structures. Different types is there. The capsid schematic, symmetry axis, 2-fold, 3-fold, 5-fold, such type of these are all are protein molecule. Each and every one it is made up of protein molecule. That's why I told you the virus is made up of 2 biomolecules. One is called as nucleic acid, whether it may be a DNA or RNA, whether it may be a single stranded or double stranded or circular. Addition with the protein molecule, it's nothing but the outermost covering, capsid or capsomere. Okay, these are the things. Okay, see that RVC15, RVA, rhinovirus 16, RVB14, like that, A and B and C, like that they mentioned here. So these are the different types. Second, we will pass on to the next one is influenza, otherwise called as flu. This is a highly infectious respiratory disorder. This is also a respiratory diseases. This commonest site of infection is epithelial, very, very important one. The influenza flu is also one of the respiratory diseases caused by the, which one you know? Name of the virus, I will tell you, the orthomyxovirus. Here, the single standard RNA virus with a lipid covering, that is very, very important. See, once again, repeat for you. B, influenza viruses, also called as flu viruses. This highly infectious is respiratory diseases. It is commonest site of infection is epithelial mucus, lining of the most throat and upper respiratory tract. Pathogen, it is caused by the orthomyxovirus. A single standard RNA virus with a lipid covering. Sometimes they may ask the question, RNA virus with it has a lipid covering. Which one of the following microorganism? Orthomyxovirus. The incubation period is 24 to 72. Otherwise, sometimes they may ask the question, orthomyxovirus is also produces which type of the following disease? The respiratory, brain, or kidney, like that they may ask. Sometimes they may ask the influenza. They may give the direct or flu, like that. Okay. So incubation period is 24 to 72 hours, 1 to 3 days. Mode of transmission, already told you, through the droplets infections persons to healthy persons. Symptoms, mucus and watery discharge from the nose, sneezing, and also headache, fever, muscle ache, inflammation of the respiratory mucosa, extreme condition of pneumonia, bronchitis, and air infection also. This is very, very important. Okay. How will you prevent the prevention and treatment? Influenza vaccine is also available. Okay. Bad flu, swine flu, horse flu. So many flus is there. They are all are, what is that? Viral infecting diseases. So this is very, very important. See the structure of the virus. See the influenza flu viruses. The structure look like a HIV virus. And also, which one you know? This virus. Which one? HIV as well as COVID virus also. Sneezing. The person, just for the reference. See that. When you are coughing, what happened? The droplets containing viruses. See that these are the droplets. That's why I told you this is also similar to that of the diphtheria and this one. There is a bacteria, but here the virus is the influenza, flu, viruses. See that droplets contain so many viruses. It's when it entered in the human body and also produce a symptoms. Symptom of influenza. See that these are the symptoms. See here, how many symptoms are there? Fever, ache, chills, tiredness, sudden onset, central headache, systematic fever usually high, muscular extreme tiredness, joints ache, gastric vomiting, respiratory coughing, sore throat ache, running or stuffy nose, nasopharynx. These are the symptoms induced by the influenza. Okay, see that H1N1 already you know, swine flu. It is another type of flu. It's also spread through the pig. Okay, this is the structure. See that inside, which one you know? Actually, this one is called as RNA polymerase inside. Which one is? Inside there is a nucleus. Which one is? RNA. Hemagglutinin is one of the hook-like structure. Ion channel. There is a small pore-like structures. Lipid envelope. Envelope is covered by a lipid. Neurotransminidase. Okay, see that capsid. This is called as protein cover. Lipid layer is a exceptional one. This one. Lipid is the exceptional one. Okay, this is also but when the pig. Okay, this is the virus, swine flu. It's also transfer the pig to human being. Sometimes it may be droplets. Okay, from the affected person to normal one, and sometimes it may be a H1N1 is one of the disease dangerous one. The vaccination is H1N1. So vaccination. See here. Treatment. One the neuraminidase inhibitors, oral Tamiflu. Okay, and also the rilenazole, Mibir, or approved to the cure the viral infection. H1N is the resistant to amantadine. These are the name of the which one? These are all not asked. They may ask the questions. H1N1 is otherwise called as swine flu, horse flu, like that. Okay, flu is also which one? See, Rama dying. So antiviral drugs can be given to treat those who become severely ill with the influenza. We have to provide this type of which one, drugs, antiviral drugs. Okay, so third one is called a chicken pox. So this is also a very, very important virals. Mostly infect the which one, under 10 years children's. Okay, and also up to the 20 years. Causes, it is the most common disease of the children, especially under the 10 years of the age, through rarely attack even up to 20 years. It is caused by one of the cosmetic organisms, herbs zoster. Note it down. This is very, very important. Herbs zosters or chicken pox viruses. Okay, herbs zoster is the correct one. Epidemiology, it is a highly contagious disease by direct contact with the infected person or through the object already used by the infected person also. This is very, very important. All the viruses, taken examples, all the viral diseases, they can spread through the contact only, or it may be the indirect contact or direct contact. Okay, the incubation period will be about 12 to 20 days. 12 to 20 days. This is also a very, very important one. See the next one. This is the herb zoster virus, otherwise called as chickenpox viruses. See the texture is nothing but the round shape. Okay, but it contains which one, so many finger-like projection is also. Finger-like projection is also there. Okay, see the structures. How it will be spread? See, chicken pox. See the red spot. This is your face. Okay, the red spot is the symptom of this one. This is a small pimple-like structure also arised throughout the body. And also there is a fluids is also present in it. Suppose it is the rupture, what happened and spread so many microorganisms. Okay, so this is the symptoms. See that chicken pox, varicella, zoster virus is also there. So how it will be spread, chicken pox, through the affected person to contaminator. That means healthy persons. Symptoms, the early symptom of chicken pox or fever. First fever comes and headache and loss of appetite, followed by a dark red colored rash. This is very, very important. We saw the previous slide. There is a small red color rashes also there. That is called as pox on the back and the chest, which later spread to the whole body. Later, the rash change into drop-like vesicles, just like a pimples. It comes out from the outlet. Okay. After some days, pox starts drying, crust or formed, which finally fall and the patients recover. Okay. After some days, it may be 10 days or 20 days like that. Prophylaxis. What are the preventive measures? There is a vaccine against the chicken pox, but it does not offer complete protections against the diseases. Main prophylactic measures are isolation of the infected person. Object used by the infected person should be sterilized. How will it be? You can, about the neem oil, neem plant. Okay, leaves are collected and also grind it well with the turmeric and also used for the bathing process. Fallen scab should be collected and burn it. After the scab, collection of scab, and also burn it. Then it will not spread to other people. Suppose if it is not like that, it's also spread to the child also. Zoster immunoglobulin, JET IG. Zoster immunoglobulin. Okay, it is also can provide passive immunity. Passive immunity. We'll study the what is by passive immunity like that. This is also a very, very important. See, this is the vaccine for chickenpox. Varicella, zoster immune globulin, VJIG, like that they may call. Next one is smallpox. It is also one of the virus diseases caused by the smallpox. Variola viruses. Note it down, smallpox, variola. Okay, epidemiology. Smallpox is sudden high fever, headache, and painful whole body, followed by the characterized by appearance of rash on the third or fourth day after incubation period. Same thing, similar to that of the chickenpox. But later the rash change into the pustules with transparent fluid, similar. Transparent fluid, just like a liquid, water. Finally, the rash dries and forms scabs, which fall off by the third week. Permanent pox marks are left on the body. Our body also having these permanent pox marks in face, particularly face and also abdomen. Okay, and also chest. Okay, prophylaxis. Smallpox vaccine was the first vaccine to be discovered. So you note it down. This is very, very important. Smallpox vaccine was first discovered. But which one of the following vaccines first discovered like that? They may ask the question: smallpox, chickenpox, like that. Who discovered first? Name of the scientist? Edward Jenner. In the year 1978 AC. Okay, you note it down. These things is also very, very important. Who is the father of vaccination? Edward Jenner, 1978 AC. See that? So this is a scientist. Okay, Edward Jenner in the year 1798. Sorry, here 1978, no, isn't it? It's 1798. Sorry, here there is a mistake. See the next one, you can see it. 1790. Yeah, this is the correct one. That is not a correct one. See, Edward Jenner gave a, which one you know? Injections. Vaccinations. Isn't it? 1796. Sometimes they may give the 1796, some of the category, and 1790. Just to confirm it, this one, which one is the correct exactly? No, 1796. Some of the book they were given, and some of them are having 1798 like that. Okay, so this one is, I will confirm you later. Okay, see, smallpox vaccines. So already in our board is also similar to that of the previous one. And we will finish it up to this level. E, poliomyelitis. Polio, already we are all are taking, already took poliomyelitis, polio vaccine, OPV, oral polio vaccines. Causes, it is caused by the smallest known RNA viruses called polioviruses. They are all collectively called as poliovirus. Which one produces the poliomyelitis? That is called as poliovirus. They generally attack the children and lead to the paralysis. This is very, very important. Some of the people, they may told, we may hear the like that. Suddenly he got fever. Okay, after that the legs are paralyzed like that due to these type of viruses only. So it is also called as infant paralysis. Infant paralysis. That's why we are providing, which one you know? Polio vaccine for every children. Okay. The human infection is direct and oral. It multiplies in the intestinal cells only. Finally, the virus reaches CNS through the blood, where there is a toxin damage and the brain and the dorsal horns of the spinal cord also. Once it enters into the small intestines and intestinal too, absorbed by the bloodstream and also pass on to the bloodstreams, and then it will throughout the body, and finally it reaches CNS. When it reaches the CNS, automatically it will create the symptoms, particularly the spinal cord. That's why it is very difficult to walk. The incubation period is about 7 to 14 days. This is also another important thing. Incubation period 7 to 2 weeks only. See, this is the poliovirus. See the structure of the poliovirus. Okay, so this is the poliovirus. Structure of poliovirus. See that glycoprotein, which one in the cover layer is called as glycoprotein. The inner side there is a RNA molecule. This is cell, the viral capsid. The viral capsid is also made up of which one you know? Protein. Capsid or capsomere. Membrane. Also having the membranes. Protection of inner nucleic acids. Sometimes they may ask the question, which virus it has the membrane structure. Okay, like that they may ask the questions. Cell membrane. See that how it will be affected. So this is the brain cells. Okay, the microorgan, it is also attached with the neurons, nerve cells. Finally, it will produce the toxic effect. See, this is the stage. This is a stage of children affected by the poliomyelitis. That's why you have to take which one, polio vaccine, oral polio vaccine. See the symptoms, the early symptom of polio or headache and the fever, followed by the loss of head support, and stiffness of the neck, and also convulsions. Okay, this is the earliest stage, headache, fever, like that. Finally, as the virus damages the motor neuron of the CNS of leg, that is very important. Particularly, it affects the motor neuron of the CNS leg, which neurons responsible for the leg. Okay, that's why it is affected and also paralyzed, become a atrophied and also paralyzed. It's also shrink, it's not strengthened, like that. Respiratory centers are damaged, respiratory centers also damaged, then failure of breathing and even death results. Sometimes it may cause the death. Some of the cases, what happened, it may be induce the death also. Okay, see the prophylaxis. 2 vaccines can be given prophylactically. Killed shock vaccine. Note it down. This is very, very important. We are also getting the polio vaccine. Okay, that vaccine is called as Salk vaccine. This was first discovered by the name of the scientist called as John Salk. That's why it's called as given Salk vaccine. Killed shock vaccine. That means, what is the meaning of killed shock vaccine? The microorganism was killed and used for which one, vaccination aspect, fortifications. Okay, and also modifications. Okay, of production of the antibiotics and then intestinal aspects. The human baby is given 3 doses of killed virus to the interval of 4 to 6 weeks in the age group of 3 to 12 months. Maximum, they will provide 3 doses, 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, 3 to 12 months. It is followed by the first booster dose between the 18th month and the second year of age, and the second booster dose between 5 to 6 year of age. These are the very, very important things. Note it down. How many days they will give, how many doses, which time. Okay, 3 to 12 months, 18 months, and also 5 and 6th year. Okay, so this is very, 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 very important. First dose, first booster dose, second booster dose, just like that, COVID. Okay, see that? Oral vaccines. Another one is called as oral vaccine. See here, this one is called as Salk vaccine. Another one is called as oral live Sabin vaccine. Otherwise called as oral live vaccine is also called as Sabin vaccine. It is given orally and it is called as oral polio vaccine. These are the things we are nowadays. Already we saw it, these things. Already we have the experience. We had an experience like this, isn't it? Oral polio vaccines. It drops contain killed viruses. Okay, it may be Salk or which one, oral polio vaccine. See, polio vaccine. See the Salk. Discovered in 1954. Inactivated microorganism, injected, cannot infect the cells. This is immunoglobulin G. These are all immunological aspects. No need this much. Just note it down or known. Sabin 1961. See the difference between these two. Here the 54, here the 61. 7 years difference. Attenuated vaccine. Inactivated, attenuated. Attenuated means modified. Given orally, get immunity and can infect cell immunoglobulin A and immunoglobulin G. Here cannot infect, but here infect immunoglobulin A and immunoglobulin G also. These are all very important things. Okay, Salk vaccine and Sabin vaccine. Polio vaccine, there are 2 types. Is there Salk, John Salk, year 1954. Sabin means already you know about the name of the person. Okay, Sabin, discovered 1961. two types of vaccine. One is called as inactivated vaccines. It is injected and cannot infect the cell, which one in immunoglobulins. And at the same time, attenuated means additions, modified, given orally, gut immunity, can infect the cells, immunoglobulin A and immunoglobulin G. Okay, so that's all about today. We'll see the remaining on the next classes. After that, the measles. Okay, see, today what we have discussed, what are the bacterial diseases lost, and that things also. Okay, and then diarrhea and leprosy. Okay, these things already we saw it. And viral diseases, what are the viral diseases? There are plant viruses and animal viruses also there. Okay, first one is common cold. Already we saw it. What is mean by common cold? How it be spread? And the second one is influenza. That things also. Okay, already we saw it. Okay, so and then rhinovirus is responsible for common cold. RNA is the materials. Influenza already it is also one of the RNA viruses. Orthomyxo. Don't forget it. Influenza. Okay, H1N1 is also there. That is also one of the virus spread by which one swine, otherwise called as pig. Already know what about. Okay, and then which one see that treatment, how it will be treated by the under prescriptions. Okay, chicken box, and also small box. I think so. This is the structure of Kerbs chicken box viruses, and then how the symptoms are expressed. That things also already we saw it. And prophylaxis, which one is the immunoglobulins? They have provided with Joested immunoglobulin can provide passive immunity. Which immunity they may ask the question? Active immunity or passive immunity? Passive, what is the meaning of passive? We are giving outside to inside. Okay, natural immunity is already present in the body. We will study in the immunological aspects. When you are going to study the immunology, the immunoglobulin structure, antibiotic structure, antigen, and that things, natural killer, that things when we are going to study, that time we will study deeply. Okay. And small box also, variola virus. This is also very, very important. And also who discovered this one, small box viruses? Edward Jenner. That's why he's the father of vaccinations. Year 1917. See that 1798. Okay, it's the correct one. Edward Jenner. Okay, and small box vaccine and poliomyelitis. What is the meaning of poliomyelitis? How it will be spread? Okay, how it will be affected? Okay, that things also already we studied. This is the virus of polioviruses, and structure of polioviruses already about. So how it will be affect the central nervous system, particularly brain cells, and also leg. Okay, that is called as neuron of which one motor neuron of the CNS of the leg. This is also very, very important, and also it is induce the paralyzed of the legs. Okay, so and what are the two types of vaccine given for the which one polio? One is called a Salk vaccine, another one is called as okay. See, Salk vaccines also called as Jones vaccines, because Salk vaccines, because it was discovered by name of the scientist called as Jones Salk. That's why they have given as the name is called as Salk vaccine. Okay, how many doses? 3 doses. How many days? See that? How many weeks? 4 to 6, 18 months, and 5 to 6 years. Oral live Sabin vaccine, oral polio vaccines. Okay, this is another one. So this is a structure. Who discovered, when discovered, like that. Okay. So today we will finish it up to this level. We will see the remaining on the next classes after another remaining viruses, measles and so on. So there, measles viruses, okay, and paramyxoviruses, rubella viruses, like that, and symptoms and measles, how it will be comes out. Okay, mumps, like that. We will see the remaining on the next class. Thank you for the participations. Okay, if you have any doubt, will you please ask me?
No doubt, sir.
Okay, Gana. Okay. Thank you for the participation.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, Gana. Okay, bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pa. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.